Good day, great day, and grand day to you all. Welcome back to another segment of Dr. TSA Series, a spiritual discussion. My name is Dr. Terry O'Day, and today's topic is, are you spiritual or do you just have spiritual gifts? When I first experienced or was faced with that question, it was a situation that occurred that really brought me sadness. And I was working with someone who had great spiritual gifts, but when it came to their personal lives and when it came to who they are at the core, the two didn't match, the spiritual gifts and their spiritual life. And so I wanted to put that out there, that there's a big difference, a grave difference and distinction between one who has spiritual gifts, which many of us have, versus one or a person who's living a spiritual life. And how can you tell the difference? I was listening to something today, and I also read something also today, and the theme was consistent with the topic of today's discussion. And that theme is one who has spiritual gifts versus one who's living a spiritual life. So spiritual gifts you would talk to, or spiritual gifts that I can give you examples of are, let's say, being able to heal someone, or the examples that I heard, being able to cast out demons in people, or being able to walk on water, right? Like the parables and the stories that we hear in the Bible or the Torah or the Quran, right? There are many miracles in those books. Examples of turning water into wine and things like that. But just in our day-to-day here, and the people that we are in contact with, you'll see if you're really researching, or if you're really looking for someone that does or even psychics, right? That's another great example of psychics being able to tell you about what is happening within your life, right? So those are people that may have spiritual gifts, or who have spiritual gifts, right? But those same people, when you really get to know them, when you spend some time with them, you notice that, or I've noticed, I'm going to bring it to myself, I've noticed that those same people with those spiritual gifts don't live spiritual lives. Don't live a life of beingness. Don't live a life of spiritual growth, or the journey on, or being on the journey of attaining spiritual growth, of advancing consciousness, of being obedient to one's essence and showing light and love. There's a big difference. And the person who shows light and love, the person who is of light and love, that energy from that person is felt so much more than the person who can show you the spiritual gifts, or the person that you can witness doing these things versus being. And so there's a big difference between what it is one does versus who one is and how they make you feel. And so pay attention as you journey in life, those people who have gifts, who have talents, pay attention to that, and also look at their lives, and don't refrain from being fooled by the fact that they may have spiritual gifts and thinking that they are a spiritual person, or they're a spiritual being, or not that they're not a spirit being, but the fact that they may not live a spiritual life, may not have the intention or the mindset of wanting to journey on this life with wanting to understand and really hone in on who they are as a spirit being, wanting to advance their spirit relationship with themselves, their higher selves, and the hierarchy of the spirit realm, right? Wanting to journey on this planet and wanting to continuously delve into and research and become more than who they are. There is a big difference between what it is you do and who it is you are at the core. And the one that has more permeance, the one that has more resonance, the one that is more powerful is that person who is being, that person who is exhibiting love, not only by what they say, but how they live, the energy in which they emit. That says much more than what one does. And so be mindful that there's a big difference, a vast difference between one's spiritual gifts and one's spiritual journey, and they're on that journey being what it is they're saying, being of love and light and peace and joy rather than just doing, right? So that was a short snippet of a discussion today on knowing and understanding the difference between what one says or their spiritual gifts and who one is and how they live their lives. All right. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember that you are loved. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Mwah. Bye. And there you have it on another segment of Dr. TSA Series, a spiritual discussion. Please remember to click that subscribe button, click the bell notification, and leave your comments down below. And remember that you are loved. Thank you all for watching. Mwah! Namaste. Bye.